Slave DiBiase.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know where y'all at. This is another live episode of the Offenders Initiative Potcast. I am your illustrious host, Slave DiBiase, aka Tony Spark, aka Slathaniel Richards, aka Hooker Fetch My Slippers, aka Hooker Don't Make Me Get Out This Car. And we are where on We the People TV. All my stoneheads, all my true offenders, man, my true smokers out there, you know what I'm saying, who putting it up anywhere in the world, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter if you're supposed to smoke here or not. Those are my offenders, man. You know what I'm saying? All my truth tellers, man, folks that don't mind telling the truth and shaming the devil, as they used to say, those are my people. And that's the people that should be here right now. Salute to the chat. Salute to the chat. Salute to the chat. Jamie Lanier already pulled up. She says she team Blade, meaning y'all see the caption, y'all. Y'all see the caption. Blade versus Buffy Death Battle reaction, man. The Death Battle reaction. Now, the good brothers over at Death Battle, they have their own content where they sometimes do live action, sometimes do animated, sometimes do digital, whatever the case may be. But some of your favorite heroes, villains, and monsters, all of that good stuff, putting them in a death battle against each other, you know. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes it's live action, sometimes it's digital, sometimes it's not, you know, but either way, we're here for the content. Salute to them brothers. They just dropped Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So this can be the Christy Swanson / Sarah Michelle Gellar version versus, and from what they said, they're going off of Wesley Snipes' Blade. Yeah. So y'all tell me right now in the comments your predictions, who y'all think is finna win. Also, too, you know, we're doing all of this. This is a sesh. We're making this a sesh. That's what we do. Tell me in the comments what you're smoking on, man. We're still in the spooky season. As you can see, man, as you can see, I'm gonna lean in a little bit closer. Y'all see who I got right there? Yeah. Him. Yeah. Y'all know who it is. It's Blade. If y'all asking who I'm rooting for, Blade is my favorite Marvel character of all time. He's my favorite Marvel character. Is he the only person from Marvel that I like? No, not at all. But he's my favorite all-around Marvel character. I love Blade. So let's check this out. Let's check this out, man. This is a good one. I ain't gonna lie to you. Death Battle. Salute to them brothers over there. Give them a like, comment, and subscribe. As you can see, I've already did. Let's get into it. Blade versus Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Let's go.
Blade versus Buffy.
The Daywalker versus the Vampire Slayer.
He's whizzing that boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. They are known by many names: Revenant, Vortolak, Nosferatu.
Vampires. When the moon is out and the night is young, these undead demons are out for blood.
Fitting then that the greatest foe of
Okay, so before we get any further into this rabbit hole, we're gonna go ahead and get both of their power sets and all that good stuff. Then we're gonna go ahead and get into the actual fight, so you guys can see exactly what's going on here. And thank you again to anybody who may watch this content, my content, religiously or in passing. You know what I'm saying? We here at We the People TV would just like to tell you thank you. You feel me? Whether you're listening or you're watching, this is good on the running back, on the tippy tie. This is good on the run back, and this is good for a listen to. We're gonna get into it again. Blade versus Buffy by Death Battle. Let's go.
those who stalk the night is the one who can walk the day. Blade.
Is that really his costume?
Hang on.
Now there's a man who doesn't file his taxes. Blade is one of the coolest superheroes ever. And
all right, Death Battle, that's enough. You didn't have to go there. Wesley Snipes doesn't file his taxes. Blade files his. Well, no, I guess in that first movie he was robbing police officers and beating the shit out of them. He said, how else do you think we fund this little operation of ours? We're not exactly the Marching Times. Damn, he don't file his taxes either.
Basically kickstarted the comic book movie craze.
And yet, he is also seemingly the only one who knows or cares that in the world of Marvel, vampires exist. Seriously, nobody talks about this.
Blade doesn't need anyone's help. He'll just aura farm by himself.
Even Blade's birth was hardcore.
All right. Blade, real name Eric Brooks, age 100, height 6'2", weight 215, species damn pure. That means he's a half vampire, half human breed. He gets all of their strengths and none of their weaknesses. Only weakness he has is the thirst. Professional jazz trumpeter, likes I Am Legend, Brielle, which is his daughter, and one of his little supernatural sidekicks named Boy Thing. Pause. Make that new movie, Mark. Yeah, make the new movie. I agree.
Just as the young Eric Brooks's mother was in labor, her attending doctor turned out to be the vampire Deacon Frost.
And he drank her blood right before she gave birth.
This infused Eric with Frost's vampiric blood, turning him half human, half vampire. A dampier.
Giving him a ton of vampy powers, but none of their weaknesses like garlic, holy water, or sunlight.
Eric would hone his abilities under the tutelage of vampire hunter Jamal Afari, sharpening him into a blade that would rape the vampire plague for good.
Blade is strong and fast enough to toss around 1,000-pound demons and cut bullets out of the air. He can keep up with Wolverine.
Strong enough to toss around 1,000-pound demons and cut bullets out of the air. And he can keep up with Wolverine. How?
Who can deflect Cyclops' light speed optic blasts, and his Kevlar DuPont armor helped him take the top of Count Von Stott's castle exploding.
He can heal small wounds immediately.
A castle exploded on Blade, and he still survived.
And sniff out the supernatural with his hypersenses.
Hold on, let's see what this says here. Though Blade has been incapacitated via stabbing, his healing factor has powered through impalement and secondary material like Blade the series and Blade the anime.
Also, his fangs can drain his victims of magical energies.
After studying the ways of Hong Kong Kung Fu movies, Blade became a master martial artist. Ah yes, the Rufus from Street Fighter.
Abilities. By the way, he taught himself martial arts, but he mainly watched people on TV, his favorite kung fu movies, and then just emulated the moves, and he was just good like that. Blade. Blood-sucking fangs, magical energy siphoning, hypersenses, immortality, regeneration, shape-shifting, berserk mode. So when he drinks blood, he can go berserk mode, and he's 10 times stronger than what he is when he's not on it, and that's pretty goddamn strong. And he's a master of several martial arts.
School of Kung Fu.
While the only martial art he's been stated to know is Krav Maga, we know he's mastered more. So for the full scope of his martial arts ability, we'll examine the Blade movies as performed by Wesley Snipes.
By looking at Snipes' training and choreography, we know Blade uses Kung Fu, Capoeira, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Eskrima, kickboxing, Shotokan karate, and Hapkido. Add on Blade's knack for stealthy takedowns, and I guess you could call him Marvel's Batman.
Blade's training progressed smoothly until a far...
Blade ain't nothing like Batman. Blade will kill your motherfucking ass and don't have no goddamn moral compass like Batman's stupid ass do.
Was attacked and had his blood drained by Dracula. Seriously, Avengers, Dracula is real. Why aren't you doing anything about this? He's right there!
Forced to murk his surrogate dad, Blade would have to wage his war alone.
Nursing a wound within him that would never heal. A hole that could never be filled.
Not with that attitude. Blade...
All right, his arsenal. He's got blades, magical and adamantium swords. If y'all are on my channel, you know what adamantium is. That's the same mystical otherworldly metal that is coated over Wolverine's skeleton, which is how he has the metal claws that can slice through anything damn near. Knives, stakes, and throwing glaives, bladed nunchucks. I've never seen him use bladed nunchucks, but that's dope that he has them. Body armor, countless firearms and explosives, prosthetic gun hand. Wow, okay. anti-hypnosis goggles, flame gauntlets, edge of Intrados. Okay, cool. Breathing gun, boy thing, and he has a motorcycle. I want to know what the edge of Intrados is.
Took a page out of the book of Boomstick and tried filling that hole with every kind of weapon imaginable. He's got so many, they're his apartment decorations.
Handguns, assault rifles, and explosives make up the brunt of his firepower. And he enjoys getting up close and personal with his dual acid-etched titanium katanas.
Speaking of glorious Nippon steel, he's got a sword made out of adamantium.
Specifically, secondary adamantium, a variant of the metal that is mass-producible.
It might not be quite as strong as Cap's shield, but it can cut right through heavy hitters like Ultron and the Hulk.
Naturally,
his sword, the adamantium sword, can cut through the Hulk. Let's just stay there. The edge of Intrados, y'all, is a knife of magical origin on the 616 Earth. Let me see. What else? That's all they got for it on the Marvel database? That is trash. Its origins is in Night Stalkers number 11 from July 1993. Yeah, fuck all that.
Blade has even more swords. His Atlantean ones can slice through magical enchantments. The Word Sword can harm intangible demons, and the Justiciar can slay fallen angels.
Yeah, he's got some weird stuff he can pull out of his ass, like a Hellfire shotgun that burns your soul, or hypodermic needles filled with vampire blood. Seems kind of dumb to turn people into.
Blade, you need to be locked up. You have needles that mid-fight you can stab somebody, turn them into a vampire, making them weak to all of your silver and adamantium weapons, and then cut them up and their whole body disintegrate. You need to go to jail, sir.
Vampires, but it does make them more vulnerable to Blade's arsenal.
All that pales in comparison to the arch weapon of hell in Blade's possession, the breathing gun. It is a living firearm that hisses in the presence of demonic forces. Its sentient bullets chase its victims down. The wound.
Wait. So this is a gun that is a living, breathing weapon, and when you fire the bullets out of it, no matter how far or how fast you run, it will always chase the target down and hit the target.
They cause cannot be healed, and if they get
the wounds they cause cannot be healed.
Lodged in your body, they'll slowly devour you from the inside out. They can even hurt Hell Lords and even greater threats like the Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Blade took.
In the same fight where the breathing gun harmed him, Cosmic Ghost Rider defended attacks from Captain Marvel that could melt through a star. So he was still hurt. Yeah, the breathing gun ain't no joke.
Everything he had and fought his one-man war for almost 100 years.
He's battled hordes of vampires while skydiving, infiltrated the Pentagon, and even took on Spider-Man like Miles Morales, who could absorb the energy of a bomb that could destroy Harlem. Blades even bested the Spirit of Vengeance, Zarathos.
And, well,
Blade beat the Spirit of Vengeance, Zarathos. Zarathos gave the Ghost Rider, who, in my opinion, if you know anything about these comics, the Ghost Rider is OP. And Blade beat the spirit, the entity that made Ghost Rider. All right, man, just pay attention. That's all I'm saying. Just pay attention and use your brains.
He occasionally allied with teams like the Avengers.
His feats. He's battled vampires for over 90 years, harmed Cosmic Ghost Rider with the breathing gun, tore bodies apart with his bare hands, blocked gunfire with his nunchucks, dodged Count von Stadt's optic lasers, survived Hulk throwing him into the sky, fought a horde of killer geese with Deadpool. That's funny. Defeated Dracula, Deacon Frost, Zarathos, and Varney. Varney is the very first vampire. Varney made Dracula and everybody else that you know that's a vampire in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. All vampires come from Varney.
He prefers to work alone.
I probably would too if they only cared about me when I was helping them and not ridding the world of, vampires.
That, and Blade is scared of what he might do if he loses control, because he does have one classic vampire weakness, a thirst for blood. Blah.
Even more so after he had a daughter, Brielle, whom he avoided for fear of endangering her. If his bloodlust does overwhelm him, he will enter a berserker rage, skyrocketing his strength at the cost of his sanity.
Though it does make him even better at killing vamps. He's made a cottage industry out of whooping Dracula's ass.
Dracula is unsurprisingly powerful, capable of summoning a thunderstorm that covered all of Boston with a wave of his hand.
Drac apparently didn't hold a grudge though, since he eventually made Blade the sheriff of vampires, a vampire nation in the ruins of Chernobyl.
Amazingly, Dracula has even given Blade some of his own blood, which allows him to shapeshift into multiple forms, like a
Dracula is already OP. Dracula is an Avengers level threat / Thor got to fight him by himself type of threat. And he gave Blade, who's already slick kind of OP, some of his blood to drink. Just listen. That's all I'm saying. Listen.
A wolf, a horde of bats, or a cloud of mist.
So he can force his way inside your body and blow you up from the inside out, Ant-Man style.
What is with you with the Ant-Man? Blade's hatred of vampires is only matched by his hatred of himself. However, when Brielle showed signs of vampiric powers, Blade finally found a reason to reconnect with his daughter, training her the same way Afari trained him a century prior.
Even after Blade was possessed by the first vampire ever and tried to take over the planet, Brielle put her dad's teachings to the test, saving both him and the world.
And proving that Blade's lonely war need not be so lonely anymore. With his daughter at his side, and also this plant creature pet called Boy Thing, let Marvel's vampires beware. For should
Boy Thing pause is probably like some sort of kin or a younger version of Man Thing, who's a part of the Midnight Suns. Let's check out what Boy Thing is. Pause. All right. Boy Thing is related to Man Thing. Okay, so yeah, he's related to Man Thing. Basically, he's an offshoot of Man Thing, kind of like the whole Groot and then Baby Groot, similar.
They indulge their unnatural urges, they'll be sure to meet their end at the tip of his blade. Today's battle is sponsored by Prize Picks.
You know what's awesome? Being right.
Hold on, I gotta go through this because I don't have no dealings with Prize Picks. I can't do that. All right, here we go.
In every generation, there is a chosen one. She alone will stand against the vampires, the demons, and the forces of darkness.
Now, don't get it twisted. I'm a Buffy fan as well, but this is Blade we talking about. But I'm gonna give Shawty her fair shake because there might be some powers that she have that I'm not aware that she has. Like as far as like the iconic TV show that ran for many seasons, there's some Buffy heads are like my age. I wasn't big up on Buffy when Buffy was out on TV. I should have been probably, but as far as my knowledge on Buffy goes, is as far as the actual movie with Christy Swanson, which is a classic, funny as hell. But yeah, let's check it out. Let's check out Buffy's power set.
Is the Slayer.
For thousands of years, a new Slayer would be granted incredible powers and was destined to die young in battle against evil, passing their powers on to the next Slayer and the next, and so on. That is, until the newest Slayer would change everything. Buffy Ann Summers.
Not exactly the first girl you'd think is the savior of humanity.
All right, full name, Buffy Ann Summers, height 5'4", occupations, waitress, counselor, law enforcement, love interest, Pike, Angel, Riley, Spike, and Satsu. Okay, so now this tells me, even though Christy Swanson didn't come back to play Buffy in the TV show, this is the same Buffy. They just recast her as Sarah Michelle Gellar. Cool. All right, death count, at least 2. Founder and president of the Third Magic Council, likes Ice Capades, James Sprader, Christian Slater, and pineapple pizza. Pineapple pizza is fire. If you've never had pineapples on your pizza, you're just, living just this regular life, and you've just never, you're one of those people that never left your hometown. Yeah, that's you.
Buffy's only goals in life were, in her own words, graduate from high school, go to Europe, marry Christian Slater, and die.
But that would all change when the Watcher Merrick appeared and revealed her destiny.
Like, total bummer.
Merrick trained Buffy in the arts of vampire slang, and she became so efficient that she burned down her school. Whoops.
Forcing her and her mom to move to Sunnydale, California to start a new life, far away from any more bloodsuckers and bad makeup.
Unfortunately, small problem, Sunnydale just so happened to be right on top of a hellmouth, where the
See, had I been up on this show, I probably would have watched it back in the day. She moved away because they kicked her out of school after she saved the whole school from Lothos. No, Rugger Howard face ass dude was about to eat the whole school. She kills him, saves the whole school, and they expel her for that. Then she moves to a town in California that's on top of like an entrance to hell. Yeah, I would have been up on that.
boundary between Earth and Hell is permeable.
Yeah, that sounds like the Valley, all right. Along with new Watcher Giles, Wallflower Willow, part-time bad boy, part-time sad boy Angel, magical retcon sister Dawn, and Xander. Buffy and her Scooby gang would battle a never-ending series of monsters.
And we mean truly never-ending. Sure, there's the TV show, but Buffy has also been slaying vampires across video games, comics, and 128 novels.
Okay. So y'all saying that, right? Like Blade ain't been slaying vampires and all sorts of monsters, all sorts of graphic novels across the Marvel universe, also counting the movies. Shit, he just killed some A1 bad mutants in Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, yo, stop. All right, I see what y'all are doing here. Go ahead.
Tens of thousands of pages of Buffy lore you've never heard of.
But we're just crazy enough to speed read them all.
Buffy carries a variety of anti-vampire weaponry. There's wooden stakes, of course, sometimes dipped in Gorgon venom that can turn you to stone. Though she's also experienced with axes, swords, quarterstaffs, holy...
Okay, hold on. Crossbow, knives and stakes, Morningstar, grenades, flamethrower, M136 rocket launcher, Hellfire launcher, Hope's dagger, laser rifle, Olaf's hammer, glove of Mahingong, razor blades. Okay, now let's see what else she does. That's her
water, just about anything.
You said it! When she fought an ancient demon unable to be killed by any weapon forged in his time, Buffy introduced his stupid ass to the 20th century.
She's also a master of Aikido, Judo, Jiu-Jitsu, boxing, kickboxing, wrestling, karate, kung fu, wushu, tai chi, kendo, capoeira, and taekwondo.
Buffy apparently thinks Hong Kong's kung fu movie masters could learn a thing or two.
No kidding. Thanks to her Slayer senses, her reflexes are fine-tuned enough to dodge close-range Gatling gun fire, lightning bolts from the sky, and even beams of light. She's kept up with...
Hold on, wait. Did she just sidekick a beam of light? The powers of the Slayer. So she's just as fast as Blade. Okay.
Another Slayer, Faith, who can dodge laser beams from point-blank range.
Buffy's strong enough to bend rebar, punch this 4.5-ton bat monster into the air, and, smash hard enough to tear apart a building.
And despite her lack of armor, she can survive massive explosions, like the one that destroyed Cephalian's lair that's bigger on the inside.
She can even fight blindfolded, but if she is injured, she heals.
Abilities. Accelerated healing, heightened senses, martial arts and weapons expertise, Gaultier's trance, Slayer mode, superhuman resistance to hypnosis and mind control, clairvoyance, poisons and sedatives, physical possession, soul manipulation, and memory manipulation. Okay.
Fast enough to be totally fine by the next episode.
One time, Angel sucked out almost all of the blood from her body, and she survived. Doubly impressive since Angel's blood draining also drains magical energy.
Yeah, Buffy's own magic makes her weirdly resilient to esoteric attacks, like when she expelled this misty shadow demon trying to possess her body, or when she resisted her soul being ripped apart and scattered across time.
Or that...
Okay, hold on. She resisted her soul being torn apart and scattered across time. This bears the question, is Buffy even human, bro? Are the Slayers, once a woman gets the Slayer power, is she even human anymore?
At times, she jumped into a vat of boiling liquid so hot it could reduce people to skeletons, and she was just fine.
She might not show physical scars, but she sure has emotional ones. Being the Slayer put a huge burden on Buffy's life.
Unable to live normally, she felt isolated, forced to internalize the trauma she faced on a daily basis. Sure, she had friends, but they couldn't understand her unique struggle.
Like when Angel turned evil after he took her virginity and tried to destroy the world. That must be one of those metaphors.
Sometimes the worst enemies are the ones you can't fight and who don't fight back.
Made even worse by her having all the memories of the other Slayers bouncing around in her head, dating back to the Stone Age.
Buffy has dreamt of every battle a Slayer has ever fought, and can call upon those skills in a fight, even subconsciously.
But this includes the memories of their deaths. Countless women violently dying young, a reminder of her inevitable fate.
A fate that came to pass when she fought the Hell God Glory. After leaping into Glory's reality-ending interdimensional hole,
A glory hole, if you will.
Buffy
Wow.
sacrificed herself to save the universe.
A death battle, that's enough. A glory hole, if you will. The hell demon goddess name was Glory, though.
Dying a hero's death.
It appears my glory hole joke was poorly timed.
Finally freed of her unfair earthly responsibilities, Buffy's soul ascended to heaven in perfect bliss. Until her friends brought her back to life in the agony of existence! This absolutely crushed Buffy, and
Ain't no fucking way I'm dead and in complete bliss, and you bitches bring me back to this hellhole of a place called Earth.
ironically, annihilated her will to live.
Oh, that's rough, Buffy. But with the show renewed for more seasons, she had to nut up and continue her endless crusade against all things Spirit Halloween.
Buffy's battle for 48 hours straight defeated vampires immune to traditional vampire.
Okay, hold on. Before they keep going, I'm gonna read her feats. Destroyed the Seed of Wonder, lifted Olaf's enchanted hammer. If we're kind of trying to play Olaf's hammer like a Thor's hammer, everybody just don't pick that up. Pause. So yeah. Caught the sword that sealed Akathala. There we go. Excuse me. Survived Willow's unrestrained magic power. Match Oz's micro-millisecond reactions. Gouged out the Hell Lord Belphegor's eyes. Withstood lightning from the Gatherer. Defeated the Master, Dracula, the First Evil, and the Hell Mother. Okay, let's see what else they saying. That's those are some bad feats. That sounds kind of crazy, especially that last line right there.
Weaknesses and destroyed the Sword of Sano, which caused the Great Hanshin earthquake.
And of course, both Buffy and her friends have defeated countless immensely powerful demons.
Like the Queller Demon, which arrived as a meteor and caused the Tunguska explosion, which destroyed over 2,000 square kilometers of forest. Or the Sorrow Demon, which caused a storm that blanketed Los Angeles.
She's also a match for Angel, who survived a blast that could rupture a continental shelf, and took hits from Whistler, whose magic contained a bomb that could vaporize London.
She even faced off against the First Evil, literally the embodiment of all evil that predates reality itself.
Forced into battles against stronger and stronger baddies, Buffy clearly needed something to even the odds. The Slayer Safe!
It's actually a Bardiche.
Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna say it. This thing is bullshit.
Containing the essence of Buffy's Slayer powers and create.
Okay, the Slayer Scythe counterpart to Excalibur. Oh shit. Okay. Counterpart to Excalibur, forged to kill old ones, contains the essence of Buffy's Slayer powers, cuts through magic, space, ghosts, power absorption, reflection, redistribution, magical wards against theft and power removal. This scythe conceived a child with Willow in the novel. Don't ask. Wow. Okay. Okay, so that X is kind of a powerful thing. I don't know. This is looking a little crazy for Blade, man. That's Blade, man. What y'all mean?
needed to defeat ancient demons, the scythe can deflect magical projectiles and slice through just about anything. Ghosts, magic, even space itself, destabilizing reality in the process.
Even Silas, the devourer of worlds, kinda like Galactus, but instead of chomping on planets, he eats the multiverse. And there goes his head.
The scythe is easily the most powerful tool in her arsenal. In effect, attaining it completed Buffy, as though it were a piece of her she never knew was missing. With the scythe, Buffy was finally whole. Being the Slayer was no longer a burden, but a purpose.
And by sharing her Slayer powers with thousands of girls around the world, they all teamed up and kicked the first evil's ass.
Suddenly, the always isolated Buffy had thousands of shoulders to lean on, a sisterhood of Slayers.
And
Hold on, that's like some God shit. She shared her Slayer powers with all girls, with like all sorts of girls around the world. Hold on, let me take it back. If it ain't no sisters in this room, I'm gonna be mad. That looked like one right there. Okay, we can be.
A burden, but a purpose.
And by sharing her Slayer powers with thousands of girls around the world, they all teamed up and kicked the first evil's ass.
Suddenly, the always isolated Buffy had thousands of shoulders to lean on, a sisterhood of Slayers.
And thousands more reasons for any wannabe demon conqueror to stay away from Earth. Because unless you want to get your blood all over her stylish yet affordable boots, you'll steer clear of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
All right, now this is the live action fight. You know what I'm saying? If y'all still with me, man, roll up again. I don't know if y'all done with y'all's. I'm about done with mine. I'm about to roll up again, but I'm not going to stop this fight at all. We're going to watch this all the way through, and then we'll see what the results is. Death Battle, salute to y'all for this content. This is crazy. I'm loving the stats. Let's get to it.
Hey, as you know, it's Skeletober.
You mean October?
No, stupid, it's the Skeletober.
Possibilities.
It's time for a live-action death battle!
My money's on Blade. Let's go. Vampire Club, I'm fucking with it. Buffy just stepped in the room.
We were kings, long before they had a name for kings. But now, starved, hunted, forgotten. You have waited long enough. Tonight, we remember who we were. Tonight, we take back what was always ours. Tonight, we feast.
Daywalker.
And she was just
Y'all hear that music? Y'all know what time it is? Oh, shit. Oh! Oh, shit. Nice. Nice. He learned at the School of Wesley. Oh, shit. Buffy is fire. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Fire. Assist. Let's go. Not Blade 2. Oh, with the suplex. Nice. Light bomb. Oh.
Wait!
Blade don't give no fuck. That's a monster. Oh.
Dude's just a kid.
Blade
Not
don't
anymore.
Right, not anymore. That's YN Blade. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This fight, this choreography is fire.
You out your damn mind?
Right, talk to her. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Buffy is fire. Oh shit. Blade on her ass though. YN Blade, nigga. You Uncle Willie's son. You don't play that shit. Let's go. Grab that all the way through and come up. Oh shit. Oh shit. He's beating you in arm wrestling. He's beating you.
Amateur hour.
Come on, YN Blade.
Trying to ice skate uphill.
Right. Hit. Oh, shit. This fight is fire. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Another sword.
I see you cut through adamantium.
Okay. The adamantium versus the Slayer Scythe. Let's go. Oh, got her. Nah. Alright, okay. I'm gonna save it till next time. shit. He cut through adamantium. Wow. And the volcano river of blood.
It's like you got ahead of yourself.
Cap! Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. I don't like it. But okay, whatever.
KO! To be Blade tenured no longer. I'm surprised. I figured with Blade's many years of comic book history, he'd have the edge.
Believe it or not, Buffy is actually in more comics than Blade.
Really? Man, Blade can't catch a break.
Let's break this down into 4 categories. First up, stats. Buffy's lifted much heavier things and survived more significant explosions.
Like, sure, Blade's strong and all, but he isn't literally fucking buildings apart like Buffy.
Scaling to the monsters they fought, compare Dracula creating a storm that
The caption says Buffy scales to nearly a dozen power feats across her media that exceed any of Blade's scaling. In Chaos Bleeds, Buffy's sword, Hope's dagger, harmed the god of evil, dispersing its consciousness across all dimensions of reality.
covered Boston, to the Sorrow Demon creating a storm that covered Los Angeles, a city over 5 times larger. You might be able to compare Blade to Spider-Man like Miles, who absorbed a bomb that could blow up Harlem, but that's significantly weaker than Whistler containing a blast that could wipe out London. They could both dodge light beams, but that doesn't keep Buffy from taking the...
Okay, caption says Blade scales to Cyclops and Daredevil, who are stated to react in nanoseconds. Yeah, everybody always doesn't always give Scott Summers, aka Cyclops, his just due when it comes to hand-to-hand combat and his agility. Like, he's Captain America fast, if not faster, for real. While Buffy scales to Oz, who is stated to react in micro milliseconds. Both statements are likely hyperbolic and would be equal to each other regardless.
overall edge in stats.
Blade's used to being the odd man out, though, so his versatility is just as important.
With Blade's numerous powers and massive arsenal, he certainly could have overwhelmed the more straightforward Buffy.
Machine guns and magic swords are generally gonna beat out crossbows and morning stars. Not to mention, he actually wears armor.
Also, Blade's faster healing factor and immunity to
Boy Thing armor ability would not resist the Slayer's scythe, spectacle cutting, or power absorption, while his ability to burn anyone who feels fear hurts Silver Surfer. Buffy's supernatural courage will resist this.
traditional vampire weaknesses kept Buffy on the back foot for a time. Blade wins versatility.
But when it comes to skill, Buffy's got plenty of experience fighting armed opponents barehanded.
Both of them were masters of a similar number of martial arts.
And Blade has been kicking vampire ass for a century, way longer than Buffy's even been alive.
While Blade may have more
While Blade knows of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and according to the Midnight Suns, it's his favorite show, let's be real, he hasn't read the novels.
personal experience, Buffy's ability to draw on Slayer battles dating back to the Stone Age, at least 40 times older than Blade, gives her the superior skill. Even then, they both had weapons and abilities so powerful they could end the fight instantly, regardless of all else.
They're trump cards. Fortunately for Buffy, she actually countered almost all of what Blade could throw at her.
Withstanding Blade draining her energy with his bite? Check.
Resisting the Hellfire shotgun destroying her soul? Check.
Preventing Blade turning to mist and exploding her from the inside?
The Shadow Demon is described as mist and smoke, and Buffy repelled it from entering her body. She also beat her version of Dracula, who could turn into mist, by timing her strikes between his shape-shifting. So they're saying, you know, Blade does have the power to shape-shift in the mist. If he tries that, turning into mist and then trying to get inside her body and blow her up from the inside, the Slayer has the ability to resist that. That's actually kind of dope.
Side out? Check.
Meanwhile, Blade had no way to survive, say, Buffy's
The Scythe's powers mean Buffy can't be sealed away and can resist the magic nullification of Blade's Atlantean swords.
organ venom, turning him to stone.
And even with the deadly and just plain gross breathing gun, Blade did not have anything as potent as the Slayer sight. It could easily deflect the breathing gun's bullets back at him, or use
the breathing gun's homing bullets have been stopped before, like by Mad Cap. The gun also can't hurt holy beings. Given Buffy's powers are angelic in the novels, the gun may not work against her at all. Damn.
its space-cutting ability to slice through his unbreakable
This shit
adamantium
is
sword.
cap.
Don't believe us? Even Wolverine's adamantium skeleton was cut in half when a portal closed on top of him. That's the same kind of thing.
And Wolverine's beta adamantium skeleton is a much tougher version of the same metal.
Oh, and since the Scythe could kill Silas, a multiverse devouring god, I think you could take down Blade with a big enough swing.
Giving Buffy the final advantage over the Daywalker.
Really thought Blade had a chance, but Buffy sure put a damn fear on things.
The winner is
I hate
Buffy the
y'all.
Vampire Slayer.
I hate y'all for that last little joke at the end. I hate them for that. Tell me how y'all feeling about that one. Thank y'all to Death Battle for supplying what we reacted to in today's smoke sesh, y'all. It's what day? Is this day 13 of October? Yeah, man. We cooling out. That was pretty dope. Okay, so boom, right? I did not think that Blade was going to lose that fight. And it's probably because I'm not as well versed on Buffy as I should have been. Obviously, as you can see, she has an assortment of different powers and has an assortment of feats that she has done, but that wasn't Wesley Snipes Blade. That was YM Blade from whatever universe that they put together. Wesley Snipes Blade, him right here, the first chance he would have got, because one of Blade's powers is he can sense supernatural beings. He would have sensed how supernatural her powers are altogether. See, I just found out that her powers are angelic in origin. So meaning like she's half angel kind of for her. Slayer's a half angel. So with it being like that, that's like God level. He would sense that, and he would have got Buffy out of there the very first chance he got. How many times were there where he could have stabbed her in the side of her head, cut her head off, cut her leg off, all of that? The stuff that Wesley Snipes Blade would have did. Did he waste time with Deacon Frost when he turned into La Magra? Nope. They did that ching, 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 back and forth shit, and Blade cut his ass in half. If he'd have been a regular vampire, Deacon Frost would have been done with. Whole body cut in half. Boom. Just like that. I don't know, man. I'm calling cap. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this, man. I don't like this at all. And there's a guy who did a video. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Pause. There's a video of a guy who basically called cap on the whole Buffy versus Blade. So let me see. He was like, nah, I'm not going for that. The only thing that I see, y'all, I'm not gonna lie, the only thing that I see is Blade should have gotten her out of there the very first chance he got. All right, hold on. Let me see this. Let me see this here. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna show y'all that, man. I'm not gonna show y'all that. It's just, we're just gonna react to that. That's it. That's all. They gave Buffy the win. Sounds like Buffy's a whole god out here, but hand in hand, man, Wesley Snipes Blade would have got her out of here. I'm a sore loser on this one. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. It's your boy Slave DBIC, man. This has been another good sesh. Thank y'all for pulling up, man. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Somehow, some way. Y'all be easy.